Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In recent months, sentiment amongst XRP holders is the lowest that I have ever seen it, and I've been here since late 2017. But it's interesting that it's also true that, just in my estimation, I'm stating this subjectively, that this is the most optimistic I have ever seen XRP chart analysts. And I've seen optimism from XRP chart analysts before, even the ones that I consider to be most reputable. Of course, that only stands to reason. Think last market cycle, before the SEC lawsuit, heading into the end of the year 2020, there were tons of analysts that were, and rightfully so, very bullish in XRP, and XRP absolutely did pop. So there have been moments, including in 2021, even though XRP didn't hit a brand new all-time high. There were analysts that said, hey, this thing is going to move in tandem with the market, and they were right. I'm just telling you that, throw out the tail into 2017. I have never seen chart analysts as bullish on XRP as I'm seeing right now. And there's broad expectation that, in fact, one analyst, and he was talking broadly about the market and alts, but he's like, by the time Christmas comes around, a lot of you are going to be a lot wealthier. And as it pertains to XRP specifically, and this is a quote, XRP is going to change a lot of lives, end quote. I'm just saying, having been here as long as you don't normally see that from these analysts. Yes, you can always find some analysts that are, even in, as we're getting deeper into a bear market, you can always find somebody who's saying XRP is going to the moon. You can find that, like fly-by-night analysts. But the analysts that I follow, screaming that this, not only is it the case that it makes sense to be bullshit, like this is the moment where things are actually flipping. It's an exciting time to be here. And although nobody knows for sure what's going to happen with XRP price, there's very good reason to think that this is that moment where we are actually going to finally, after all these years, have a major break to the upside. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, of course, we want to see the entire market do well. The more money that gets pumped into Bitcoin, the more money there will be to pump into XRP and other altcoins. So we should certainly hope that Bitcoin goes way higher. Even to any of you out there who don't care about Bitcoin or don't hold it or don't hold much of it, you should still care. That's my argument. And so there's this post from the Tropic account on social media platform X. This is run by co-founders of Glassnode, on-chain analytics firm. They do a fantastic job, and here's what they had to say. BFI network fundamentals are on our side. June saw Bitcoin prices decline due to German liquidations and Mt. Gox movements. However, the Bitcoin Fundamental Index, BFI, started trending upwards, indicating stronger network fundamentals. What is Swiss Block BFI? It measures Bitcoin network health using on-chain metrics related to liquidity and growth, with readings above 50 indicating strong fundamentals. This positive shift in both price and BFI suggests potential for continued upward movement. So take it for what it's worth, but it is the popular opinion, and sometimes the popular opinion is correct, actually. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the case if you're talking about the opinions of typical lemming retail speculators. They are wrong-footed all the time by their own ignorance and lack of ability to control their own emotions. But that's why at the peak of markets, they're endlessly bullish, and at the depths of a bear market, they say, nope, it's going to go even lower. They're consistently wrong. It's truly impressive in a way. But if you're talking about expectations from reputable analysts, especially those who are looking at on-chain analytics, a lot of times they're right. Here's a post from Charting Guy. He said, all I know is that when Bitcoin finally breaks this 5-month consolidation channel, the next move will be massive. While everyone has been arguing while we consolidate, I've been using this time to accumulate. Every time we dipped below $60,000, I screamed it's a bear trap and time to buy. All right, so we'll let time pass and see to what degree he may or may not be correct. But that is a popular opinion that this is just reaccumulation time. And the biggest move for Bitcoin this cycle is yet to come. And I certainly hope that is indeed the case, and it very well could be. Maybe then I would finally sell some Bitcoin. I've been holding Bitcoin since 2017, and ETH and XRP and a bunch of other coins. I would love to unload all of it. I'm just super duper patient because I haven't needed it the last 6.5 years. I haven't needed to pull profit at its heights, at its lows since then. I haven't needed to. I'm as patient as they come, and I think that's what it takes to be successful investing in general, whether you're talking about the stock market or crypto. But it is exciting to think that I'm just thinking about myself here, as I'm sure you all are thinking for yourself, like, this really could be the moment. And for those of you that have been around for a few years, I bet you're feeling pretty similar to how I'm feeling about this. It's exciting because it's very plausible to think this actually could finally be the freaking moment. I mean, I'd be willing to sell my Bitcoin for less than 100,000, but closer to that, sure. You know, it's whenever I'm enticed, I'm enticed. But, you know, I was holding it when it was $3,200. So I was here at, you know, the 2018 lows. Been holding my XRP, been holding my ETH. If presented, I'm going to sell, and if not presented with that, then I'll wait a few more years. We'll eventually have another bull market, and I'll do it then, because I don't need to pull the profit right now. I'm not counting necessarily on crypto for retirement. You know, I put in money only that I'm willing to lose. Like, this is the approach I took in 2017. It was like, I think it could result in like just an outsized increase compared to anything else in terms of my total net worth, and I still absolutely believe that. But what I'm saying is, and this is part of the reason it's easy for me to hold, I don't need that now, and it doesn't matter in the end. If I'm enticed, if I'm presented with something that's enticing, yes, I will sell. But in the meantime, I don't care. I just believe the crypto pie gets bigger, and I just think that's the right, you know, mental approach to take when it comes to investing, certainly in crypto, given that it's so wildly volatile. It doesn't make sense to even worry about that. So yes, it's an exciting time, and I think there's a really good chance we're there. But on the flip side, if it's not and the bears actually are right, then I'll just wait, and then I'll get it a few years from now whenever the market comes back. Okay. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to get mine either way. But I'm just saying, I'm just sharing with you personal thoughts on this because this is the most optimistic and excited I've been being in the crypto space since I jumped in. It really is. Because I think that there's a legit chance that this could be that moment, including for XRP, which is my largest individual crypto holding, by a lot. So we'll see there. There's this post from chart analyst Jelly said, altcoins are consolidating right above the accumulation range, just like they did before the monster rally in 2020. It's likely that many of us will be a lot wealthier by Christmas this year. Your job is to make sure you don't hand all that wealth back to the market. Yeah, and so as we get into I'm not going to talk about it much in this video, but in future videos, as the market's heating up, I am absolutely going to talk way more in depth about that because there's a lot of people out there, and we're all susceptible to this, getting too greedy and then missing your small window of selling, because it's a very small window. Think about when XRP pumped at the end of 2017. From when it started to the peak, it lasted about 2.5 weeks. And there's still opportunity to sell reasonably high on the flip side of that mountain, sure, as things are declining. So you could say a little bit longer than that. But I am not going to fall a victim to my own greed. That's just not going to happen, which is why if I sell and XRP runs 5-fold past wherever I sell, I don't care. I'm going to be thrilled. I'm not going to be comparing where other people are selling. Comparison is the thief of joy, as they say. I'm not going to do that. I can't time the market. At some point, I need to, on a personal level, become risk off. And if I've got life-changing wealth staring me in the face, I'm going to become risk off, and I'm not going to give a damn if XRP goes 5 times higher, 10 times higher, 50. I don't care. If it's enough for me, it's smart to remove that risk because you don't know. Because on the flip side, and this happens a lot of time too, people are like, oh, it probably is going to go higher, I'm going to hold on. And then they miss their opportunity. Like, there's a guy who publicly shared this after 2021. He had something like, it's XRP, because mind you, it went to $2, and he had a lot. He did have a lot more XRP than most people, but it was worth, pulling from memory, something like over $800,000. And and then he had this regret. And fair enough to point, fine, it wasn't a new all-time high, so I personally wouldn't have sold at the level either. But his point, and he talked about it publicly, was like, that was enough for it to be life-changing. And so I'm just saying, whatever the price level ends up being here, whatever it gets to, if it's life-changing for you, I'm just encouraging you, just think through it. I can't tell you to buy or sold, and I won't. But if it's life-changing for you, like, let that factor into your decision-making process, perhaps in a very major way. Because I've seen this go both ways. I also shared this phone. This is going to be fun. I just wanted to mention this. So I wrote, this is on X. I wrote, there's no limit to how many bookmarks you can have in a tab, right? Because my future dunks tab is getting pretty full. XRP. And so I'm sure some of you have heard me say this before, but I have a bookmark set up, a custom one that's just called Future Dunks. And anytime I come across some BS nonsense negative stuff about XRP and it's never going to perform, it's a dead coin, it's a dino coin, I bookmark it so that I can revisit it in the future. So you don't actually run out of bookmarks, I'm sure, but so I was kind of joking a little bit. But I just wanted to let you know that when this is all said and done, oh yes, I will be sharing this with you. Now, of course, given that they're bookmarks, these are live posts and people could delete them. And so somebody wrote in response to that, what I just shared with you there, going to be my favorite ever video of yours. And I wrote the following. I'm screen recording video, my Future Dunks bookmark tab every so often so that we can also see who ends up deleting their terrible XRP calls. It's going to be a killer time. So folks, I just want to let you know, that's going to be a fun video. So it's too late. All the people that said that stuff, I've already got it on video. I do the screen capture just like I do when I make my YouTube videos like this one you're listening to. And I will be sharing it. So it'll be fun to see who deletes their bad calls after the fact. It's going to be, but there's no shortage of these bad calls. And it's so obvious to me right now that if you let enough time pass, they're going to be proven wrong. And so then that can be a lesson for people. And it's just going to be fun anyway. After all the crap we went through, yes, all the trolls and nonsense, it's going to be a fun video. Here's a post from chart analyst Bobby A. He says, he's talking about XRP. It hasn't even started slapping. Many will even sell their Bitcoin to chase the XRP pump. Mark my words. And so, folks, that is what happens. There will be people out there as the shiny new thing comes, whatever it is, or in this case, it's an old coin, but it's a shiny new occurrence, big old green candle for XRP. People will sell whatever they have to FOMO in that because they make poor financial decisions. Not because it's XRP, but because FOMOing into anything is bad like that. And the longer you wait to FOMO in, the worse it is. But humans will continue to behave like that. And that's why I have a policy. Even if I'm thinking about purchasing a cryptocurrency, if it starts pumping, I have a policy for myself where I'm like, oh, well, missed that one, then I don't buy it. That's that. Don't care. However high it goes. Nope, not going to risk it. Absolutely not. But people don't do that. Like, I'm the outlier. And if you do that, you're the outlier. Most people will FOMO into whatever the thing is. People gonna people. When XRP takes off, yes, people will be selling Bitcoin. They'll be selling their pets, like cats. Get rid of those little hell spawns. Like they're gonna be getting rid of whatever the hell they can to purchase their XRP. He also wrote this: buying XRP for pennies on the dollar is going to change a lot of lives. Now, that one will not go in the Future Dunks. That one I buy into, and he separately noted in a post that he still thinks that XRP is going to be hitting $8 to $11. Totally plausible. See what happens. Here's a post from chart analyst Love Crypto. After further analysis on higher time frames, this actually may just be the year XRP. Not without huge shakeouts along the way, leaving the vast majority on the sidelines, including hardcore XRP hodlers. I'm a swing and positional trader. I see big opportunity now. I've been scaling in and planning to ride this spot investment over the next 5 to 6 months. And so, broadly speaking, big expectations for the relative short term for XRP specifically. And I've absolutely seen an increase in this type of expectation from chart analysts. And I think it's not surprising and also, frankly, pretty reasonable to be seeing that right now from these chart analysts. Then we have this from chart analyst Alex Clay. And I thought I'd highlight this, even though I don't know if he thinks it's going to go higher than what he cited on the screen there. I'll read it in a second. But while this would be exciting, this seems super conservative to me. So, like, he's bullish on XRP, and he's basically talking about somewhere in the neighborhood, ultimately, of like a 5-fold increase from the current price of XRP. And I'm like, are you sure that's bullish enough? I mean, I don't make price predictions, but are you sure? Because that's not even a new all-time high. But anyway, so here's what he said. XRP is breaking out of the symmetrical triangle. 2,275 days we were accumulated inside the one and fighting the SEC. I am bullish. Midterm target of $1.25, another one of $1.57, and long-term target of $3.10. So, if he thinks if he has additional long-term targets beyond that, then I'm like, okay, I don't know for sure. That seems wildly conservative for a bull. This is the most conservative bullish post I've probably ever seen. So we'll see what happens here. But the idea that XRP is not going to be running this cycle, I think it's completely absurd. And even the conservative analysts acknowledge that, right? Here's a post from chart analyst Steve Courtney. It's an XRP USD chart, and he says, get ready for the XRP triangle breakout. Will it break out or break down? Don't miss the potential surge with bullish signals on key indicators like RSI and SRSI on the weekly chart. Support holding, resistance testing. Is this the week we've been waiting for? And so, my friends, I was actually talking about this a little bit in my last video too, but there are all sorts of indicators breaking in a particular way that have resulted in a lot of chatter amongst the XRP chart analysts that I follow. And so it's got them all questioning, could this be the moment? Which is not what you typically hear for most of the time being in the XRP community. Certainly not from these guys. I'm just noticing it's all at once. So we'll see if that does mean there's going to be a break much sooner than later, but it's definitely worth noting. And so wherever these analysts are drawing their trend lines, creating their symmetrical triangles, they seem to a lot of them anyway, be rather similar, and they're noting, I keep seeing this from analyst after analyst, guys, we're breaking up a picometric, RSI, XRP against USD, XRP BTC, guys, we're breaking to the upside. So we'll see. I don't pretend to know for sure. I'm just reporting what their opinions are and giving historic precedent for so you can kind of draw your own conclusion about what perhaps that may mean, right? I think I think there's good reason to be very optimistic and excited here. There is also this post from Crypto Michael from July 16th. He said, XRP historic breakout incoming. In all my years of trading crypto, I have never seen a 7-year-long bullpen. And I remember sharing that post at the time. And so he shared that again this morning and said, it's almost time for the phoenix to rise from the ashes. So again, just thought I'd highlight that to point out, I continue to see this. I haven't seen this to this degree for most of the last 6.5 plus years that I've been in crypto. So it's standing out to me. That's all I'm saying here. And if you use all of these analysts as their own individual, as if each analyst was a data point, I've noticed that when they start to say very similar things and they're bullish like this, it very frequently, though not certainly, very frequently ends up meaning something. Here's a post from chart analyst Tommy Jr. XRP moving right into the zone over 65 cents, and we are on. So there's... take it for what it's worth again. That's another one, 65 cents. Here you have chart analyst Crypto Tony citing that level as well. Here's an XRP USD chart. Range between these levels and then pump, please. And I'll just pause and note the range he's talking about is roughly 56 cents to 65 cents. So he says, range between these levels and then pump, please. Flip 65 cents into support and we are good for a spike. Which at the time I'm recording this, we haven't broken as resistance yet and hasn't been flipped into support, of course. But he's saying it's another analyst highlighting that particularly key level. So just keep watching for it. Here's chart analyst Crypto Insight UK. And he shared 3 charts. Here's the first one. It's an XRP USD chart, and this is going back to February of this year. And you can see where he drew these trend lines. He's just noting, and I keep seeing this from tons of analysts. He's just noting here, and it is notable, XRP breaking above this upper trend line here, the symmetrical triangle. And then he did the same thing, but he zoomed out so you can see the implications going back to 2017. Breaking out for the first time this cycle in a bull market while all this is going on. I mean, you can look at it, it's zoomed out, but for those of you looking at the screen, you can see where I'm circling the mouse, right? Been consolidating a long time. And the dorky phrase is, the wider the base, the higher in space. Meaning, of course, the greater the consolidation, when it finally goes, the greater it's going to. Then there was also this one, another XRP USD chart. And he said, had to remove the lines of the wedge as I made it logarithmic. I just wanted to show you the scale of this breakout if confirmed. Well, you can look at what happened in 2017. You guys know that story, though, right? So, anyway, lots of reasons to be excited here. Just wanted to highlight a few from well, more than a few, I guess, from multiple analysts, including tons of XRP chart analysts. It's just such a cool time to be an XRP holder. This is fun. I hope you're having fun. And I know we still need to see the mega break to the upside here. But, man, XRP has been performing, well, lately. I mean, from 38 cents to 63 cents. substantially outperforming Bitcoin recently, I hope this really is the moment where we finally see some major moves to the upside. We know the key levels that a lot of analysts are citing is around 65 cents and also around 75 cents. If those are broken, though, that could be potentially, many analysts say, what it takes to finally see XRP back above $1. And as far as I'm concerned, it's just a matter of time. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.